Hi guys, very good morning. Welcome to this session of DevOps. Thank you so much for joining this session. Please confirm whether you are able to see my screen. Either you can unmute yourself or you can put up a message in the chat box. Okay. Thanks, Kumar, for the confirming. So let's start, okay?
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I was unable to unmute it. This is Vinila.
Okay. Hi, Vinilia. Good morning. Thank you for joining this.
Thank you.
So first thing first, I request each and everyone to be on mute. This is a request. Please be on mute so that you guys can hear me very clearly without any sort of disturbance. Okay. So if you have any doubts or requests or need any clarification with respect to course or fees or anything, I request you guys to just drop it down in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself as well if it is very important. Okay, for just to make this class audible to everyone. Okay, fine. So since people are still joining, let's wait for a while, and until then, let me introduce myself. Okay, so my name is Venkatesh. You guys can call me Venkat or Venki, whatever it is convenient to you guys. So I'm a senior DevOps engineer. I have 8+ years of experience in the IT industry, and I have worked for companies like Wipro and Capgemini. And I'm currently working for a IT company called TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Okay, fine. So I'm also a corporate trainer as well. I take trainings for the freshers and the people who are interested in DevOps for my company. And also I was a part of I was in the interview panel for the Capgemini campus drives. Okay, so I have traveled across Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana for various campus drives. So that's all about me. So before we proceed further, let's wait for a few more minutes, like 1-2 minutes. So if anyone is joining, we can start from a common point. Okay. So I don't want anyone to miss like the starting few points. So guys, tell me how many of you are still studying or just completed your studies and trying to get a job in the IT industry? Anyone want to answer that? How many of you guys are still studying or completed your studies? Okay,
Yeah, I have completed my studies and it's been a while and I started my career in the IT company. I'm working right now, but
okay,
to move to DevOps.
okay, okay. That's good. So people are anyone apart from her, like in any other fields like finance, marketing, sales, telecom. I'll okay. I'll take that as a no. Fine, fine. So people are there who have completed their studies, and people are there who are already working in IT industry. That's good. So I asked this question to make sure that I'm teaching you guys in a common platform. Like I don't want to teach to a experienced person in certain way, and I don't want to teach a fresher in a certain way. I don't know. I want to teach both of them in a common method. Okay. So I want both the guys to bring into the same platform. Okay. Fine. So let's begin the class. Okay, since it's been like 6 minutes, let's begin the demo. So fine. So let me start with a quick example. So how many of you guys I hope everyone is from Hyderabad. If not, fine, there is no problem. So how many of you guys are having the apps, the right hand side apps, the Ola and Uber on your phones? And how many of you guys are having this left hand side, this Miru, dot caps and sky caps as well? Anyone want to answer that?
I have the right side one.
I
Okay, so I assume that the most of the people who are in this session don't have this left hand side, Miru, dot caps or sky caps. See, the reason I'm asking you this question is that to tell you that the left hand side companies, Miru, dot caps and sky caps, they were started in the year like around 2005 and 2006. Okay, it's approximately like 15 or 14 years completed to this year. And whereas the right hand side, the right Ola and Uber, they were launched in India in 2010 and 2011. Okay, so there was a gap between almost 4 5 years between the left side companies and the right side companies. But still today, who are the market pioneers? Who are the market leaders in cab industries? Okay, so the obviously the answer is Ola and Uber, right? So what made them the market pioneers? What made them the market leaders? And what, even though they started 4 5 years ago, these right left-hand side companies, Meru, Dot Caps, and Sky Caps, they couldn't reach the top level. Okay, they couldn't become the number one company. So what was the reason? So I'll tell you the reason. Okay, so the reason is that they were using this traditional old method of booking the cabs. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm giving you this example. There is a reason for that. So they were using this traditional old method of booking the cabs. That is by calling, like how we used to call the cab companies. We used to call to their customer care. We used to book the cab, right? For example, if I wanted to go to Shamshabad Airport, uh, I used to call them like, hi, I'm so and so person. I have a flight to catch at 11 a.m. and I need the cab at so and so time, right? So this was the traditional method. But when Ola and Uber launched, that was the period when smartphones were becoming a hit in the in today's world, in the technology world, right? So when Ola and Uber launched their Android and iOS apps, at that time, like in 2010, we even used Windows phones and BlackBerry phones, right? So they had like apps on almost 3 4 platforms. So at that time, people started using these smartphones very recently, and this Ola and Uber became a very quick hit in the industry in a very short period of time, right? So that made the technology more easier. Like people were able to book the cabs very much easier when compared to the left hand side. So see, if you go to this Play Store and if you search for Miru and these left side companies, you will find apps, but they were too late into the market. Okay, so they should have uh, like they should have guessed that we need to update, or we should make progress in our technology aspect as well, and they should have opted for apps as well, but they couldn't guess that, and they became too late in the industry. So why am I giving you this cabs companies example is to tell you that when a company tries to introduce or launch a product into the market, they always want to launch as soon as possible, right? They always want to launch the product as soon as possible. It's because they don't want other companies to launch the same concept before them. Okay, so they don't want the same concept launched before them because they don't want to be the second company to launch that same product. For example, I'll tell you, uh, you take Paytm. Okay, there were many apps, like there are as on today there are like many apps, GPay, PhonePay, Amazon Pay, but Paytm was the role model. Paytm was the role model. They introduced scanning and paying from our Paytm wallets, right? So that Paytm was the role model for all these current companies like GPay and PhonePe and Amazon Pay, right? And many other apps. So what other companies had to do to get into the market? They started giving coupons and cashbacks and discounts for attracting the customers. We remember like GPay used to give like 500,000 per transaction as a cashback. So those were the days. In order to get into the market, we had to introduce something new to attract the customers, right? But Paytm was still a what do you call it? It was a number one company in these payment apps, right? So in the same way, every company will try to launch its product as soon as possible and keep updating them from time to time to meet the customer requirements. Okay, to meet the customer requirements. So let me open up a quick diagram. Okay. So whenever a company wants to launch a product, what they will do, they will start developing it, right? By developing it by writing the code for that particular application. When the code development is done, what they will do, they will move that code to the production. In the sense, what do you mean by production means nothing but giving it to the customers or to the client. Okay, so it will be into the in the market, and it will earn a real money for the companies, right? So this stage is called production, where we'll be where the code is moved into the production stage, where it will earn real money for the companies, right? So it will be available in the market for the customers as well as to the common people. And once, so this process where we write the code and where we move it into production is called delivery. Okay, this whole process of uh, creating the code and moving it to the production stage, I mean giving access to the customers and clients, is called as delivery. And once this whole production stage is completed and people start using that application, it will be they will suggest us some feedbacks, and if they face any bugs or any errors or any enhancements, all these things will be provided back to us, so that we can update that app, right? Update that app. So this stage is called as feedback stage, where we'll be getting a feedback. So in feedbacks, we have some few things, like few factors which we need to understand first. Okay, like they consist of enhancements, bug fix, bug fixes, and updates or issues. We can tell that issues or updates. Okay, so whatever happens, like if the application is available in the market, they will start using that application, that product. Okay, and users will provide us feedbacks, whether it will be enhancements or bugs fix or updates or errors what they face. And once they provide all these bug fixes and updates, the company will start developing them, they'll start working on them. They'll start developing them or working on them to update those details, and again they'll start delivering that product into the market. Okay, so this is a continuous process which happens in from time to time. Just one second. Okay, so this was a very simplistic approach of a software development. Like we have seen, like why we have seen how this process goes on, like how we write the code and how we move into the production and how we collect the feedback and all. So this was a very simplistic way of SDLC. Now you guys know, right, what is SDLCs? SDLC, obviously the experienced guys will know that, but the fresher guys, SDLC is nothing but the software development lifecycle. The abbreviation of SDLC is software development lifecycle. As human lifecycle, we have childhood, teenage, adult age, and old age, right? In the same way, we have just one second. No? Sorry for that. In the same way as human life cycle, we have some certain stages in software development as well. So we'll understand about all those software stages, software development life cycle stages. But before that, we need to understand few things. Okay, so the needs of an organization. Every organization plans to become a market leader in by becoming the number one company, right? If you launch a company, if you are a owner of a company, or what will be your aspiration, like what will be your goal? You want to become the number one company in the market, right? So that too by gaining maximum number of customers in a short period of time. And to achieve that position, an organization must set up some goals. We all know that an organization must set up some goals in order to become the number one company in the market, or to achieve the number one position in the market. There might be many goals. As an organization, there might be many goals, but these are the few goals which I prefer and I believe that an organization must have in the priority list. Okay, so let's understand these 4 points first. Faster delivery of the product. So whatever the product or application is, whether you are developing a product or it's an application, okay, uh, the organization will always try to deliver the product into the market as soon as possible. Okay, as soon as possible. The reason for saying this is, company will always try to launch it as soon as possible because it has to capture maximum number of market, like it has to capture maximum number of customers. So the company who comes first, they will always have a upper hand, right? They will always have a upper hand or advantage by attracting the customers. And so that's the reason they will always opt for faster delivery of the product. Okay, they don't want to be the second company who has copied from some other company, right? They don't want that name that they have, their working model, their working model is similar to that particular X company. Okay, so and so company, so they don't want to listen that. That's why any company who are innovating something, they will try to launch the product as soon as possible. So the second point, higher quality of the product. So when delivering a product, the quality should not be compromised, right? Always when faster delivery means faster way of working. So it doesn't mean that we should compromise in quality. The more quality of the product is, the more customers will buy it and use it, right? Obviously, if you go for a shop, and if you're trying to plan, if you're planning to buy a beautiful dress or something, uh, what will you prefer? You will prefer like a small shop, or you will prefer a branded shop, right? It's obviously the branded shop will have, the price is more, yeah, but the quality they give is unmatchable, right, with respect to the shops which are on, like the small shops, the small vendors, right? So in the same way, product is always preferred with a higher quality. Whether it's the price is high or not, the quality should not be compromised. The third important point is less expenditure in developing the product. While giving a good quality to the customers, it is always becomes a very good expenditure. Like a company has to spend a very good expenditure in completing the project. Okay, so if the expenditure to complete the project is less, we can expect more returns, right? When you invest less, and if you gain little bit of profit as well, it is a profit, right? But if you like if you spend more and if you earn less, then it will be a loss, right? So obviously the company will plan to see the ways, like they will try to see what are the ways we can invest less in the project, and how we can get the maximum returns. Okay, so the organization needs to find where it can cut down the cost to develop the project. Hmm? So minimized outages. Okay, minimized outages means when an issue or an outage happens. Okay, for example, you have launched a e-commerce website. For example, e-commerce website you have launched, and there is a sale going on for Christmas or New Year or Sankranti, something. Okay, many people are logging in your e-commerce website, and they are booking their products, whatever the sale is going on for clothes or mobiles or whatever it is, the sale is going on, and suddenly the site crashes. Okay, the site crashes because of huge traffic. Okay, so will the customer will be satisfied? The people who are visiting at that particular point of time, will they be satisfied, or they will think that what they what will be their mindset? They will think that this site has been crashed at a peak time, and will they prefer for the next sale? They might and they might not. Most of the people tendency, like what is human tendency? If something is not working, it will not work forever, right? So they will try to leave that website and they'll opt for another alternative options. Okay. So that's why when an outage happens, organization resolves it very soon so that the impact is very less. Okay, which means that very few customers are affected. When you minimize the outage, very few people will be affected, which means that very less loss to the company. Very recently, like last week, I guess, on December 14th, Google's Gmail, YouTube, and Maps, and all, like a lot of applications were down. I hope you guys have listened to the news, and when you guys might have been using those apps, and it might have not worked as well, right? So on December 14th, like last week, almost 7 days ago, these services were down, and this affects, even though Google is a very big company, the financial loss is very less, right? I understand that financial loss is very less to Google, but the reputation of a very huge MNC in this world is 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 affected, right? It's already it will be, obviously it will be affected. Although the financial loss is less to the Google, but it sends a very bad message to the customers, right? It was all over the news, all leading newspapers, all leading social media sites, all leading um, TV channels were covering this. Google is down, Google is down, Google is down. Similarly, few months ago, Facebook and Instagram was down, right? Also, it sends a bad message to a very big companies like Facebook and Google. When companies like Google and Facebook are down, it means that obviously companies are very small companies or startups can also go down, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. So when a company organization has to they focus on these 4 points, obviously they will try to strive in I mean they will survive in the market for a longer period. Okay. Now, until now, before this slide, we have seen what is the basic functionality of a software development organization. We have seen how a code is created, how code is developed, and how code is moved into the production environment. What is production environment? Production is nothing but a real-time environment where the company makes real money, okay, by selling the product to the customers or clients, right? So once the product is in the market, users or customers will use that. They will give feedback to the company, and whatever the feedback or whatever the bugs or whatever the issues are there, we will resolve them. Then again, we'll update that app and we'll re-release it to the market. So this is a continuous process, right? That we have understood. Now that was a very simplistic way of understanding um, how a software development goes on. We can also I will also mention that when we update our apps in our Android phones or iOS phones, we can see, right, when an app is getting updated, we can see what are the new features or what are the new bug fixes the company is providing, right? In the latest updates tab, you can see there what are the new updates they are providing to us. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about, the bug fixes, whatever the review we write on the Play Store, the company takes it very seriously. Okay, what are the bugs or whatever the issues we face, like if it is crashing or it's hanging, the company takes it seriously. They'll try to work on it. They will update that app and they will re-release it on Play Store. Okay, very similar with all the applications as well. Okay, so now you guys know what is SDLC. SDLC means software development lifecycle. Okay, now we'll try to understand little deeper. We'll try to go little deeper about SDLC with waterfall and agile model. We'll try to understand what is waterfall model, and we'll try to understand what is agile model, and what is the need of DevOps in software development lifecycle. Okay. Okay, so waterfall model. So the difference between waterfall and agile model. So the waterfall model, this approach, okay, the approach for developing software in the IT industry was adapted in the early 2000. Okay, in 2002 2010, in between, this waterfall model was very it was one of the methods which was adapted for developing the software. Okay, and still still some of the companies are using this approach to develop software. I mean, it's based upon the based upon the client's interest and client's uh, customer interest and their plans as well. So if the requirement is to use waterfall model, then we have to support that, right? So what is happening in waterfall model, like how software development goes on? Okay, we'll try to understand that first. Then why companies started moving to agile model from waterfall? Okay, what was the reason for companies to move from waterfall to agile, and where does DevOps comes? That is what we are trying to understand here. Okay. So in waterfall model, all the project activities like what are the activities like analysis? Okay, let me draw a quick picture so that you guys can understand more clearly. Okay, so let's understand waterfall model. Okay, so what are the stages involved in a software development? Okay, like let's understand waterfall model first. So what will happen in first, we'll analysis. Okay, we'll do analysis of the project. Okay, what are the tools required, how many people are required, what kind of development team what is the development size, and all those details will come into the analysis. Then we'll start designing the project. Okay, we'll start designing the project. Okay, then what will happen? Development will take place. Development will start taking place. Our development will start. Development team will start working on the development of the code, and they will give the code to the build team. Okay. So what build team will do? They will build the code and they'll push that code to the testing team for testing it. So once testing is successfully done, quality assurance will takes place. So quality assurance is one of the again it's a very important stage where quality assurance has, as we have discussed earlier, quality assurance is another important aspect. Okay, so once all this quality assurance is all these things are done, then the code moves to the operational side. All these things until now what we have decided now discussed now, all these things are development stage, development side stages. Okay, development stage. Now coming to the operation side. So once the quality assurance is done, the code is then operational operation side. Okay, fine. So now what will happen in the operational side? We will try to deploy the code. Okay, we'll try to deploy the code. We'll check for any maintenance has to be done, and we'll monitor the code. Okay, so these are the stages which is involved in the software development in a waterfall model. Not only in waterfall model, in agile model as well, these are the stages which are involved in developing the code. Okay, so in waterfall, the all these stages are broken down in a linear sequential phases. Okay, linear sequential phases. So what do you mean by linear sequential phases? Which means that each stage from analysis to design to development, development to build, and build to testing, and similarly it goes on. Okay, so all these stages are depend upon, okay, I mean these stages are depends upon the deliverables of the previous stages. Okay, for example, if development is done, until development is completely done, the build team will be sitting idle. Okay, and once the build is done, then only the code will be moved on to the testing team. Until then, the testing team will be sitting idle, which means that it occur, I mean it cost the company a lot of time and also money. right? It also cost great amount of time and money to the companies. So all these stages are depends upon the deliverables of the previous stage. And once the previous stage is completed successfully, then only the next stage will be starting, and we can proceed with the next stage. Okay. So until the previous stage is completely done, until the previous stage is completely done, the next stage will be not starting. So this approach from waterfall model had several drawbacks. This approach from the waterfall model had several drawbacks. Like faster delivery was not possible, as we discussed in the last slide. The faster delivery was not possible. Higher quality, okay, higher quality in less time was not possible. Since we are taking a lot of time, providing higher quality was not possible. And also, when system had an outage, okay, when system had any outage, the recovery time was so high that it used to take good amount of time in bringing back the system back to online in working stage. Okay, the recovery time was so high, it used to take a very good amount of time in bringing back the servers or bringing back the system back to online in working stage. Okay, so this was waterfall model. So like all the stages were dependent upon each and every other stage, which caused a lot of very good amount of time. Now, so if you can see this slide here, all the stages were interlinked. Okay, I mean they were dependent upon the each and every model. Now coming to agile. Okay, now let's see agile as well, so that we can understand how agile was different from waterfall and what made companies from early 2010 and 2011. I mean a lot of companies started way early. How these companies started moving from waterfall to agile. Okay, now after the drawbacks, just now we have discussed the drawbacks of waterfall model, right? Now let's understand agile. So companies started using this new approach. Okay, this new agile model approach. In this method, the same stages are there. The same stages are there. These same stages were not dependent upon the each other like the other stages. Let me show that in figure. Until now, in waterfall model, all these stages were dependent upon the other models, right? Analysis to design, design to development, development to build, and build to testing and quality assurance. But in agile, these stages were not dependent upon the other stages. Okay, companies started saving a lot of time. Companies started saving a lot of money because each step was carried out separately without any dependency on the other stage. Okay, when there is no dependency, we can achieve quicker delivery. I mean, we can achieve quicker delivery of the product, right? When we can achieve quicker delivery of the product to the client, we can resolve the issues faster, right? We can resolve the issue faster, and we can satisfy the customers very quickly with respect to any issues. So that was the reason why agile was adapted very fast, uh, and I mean companies started moving from waterfall to agile. So now in agile model, the same stages will take place in much more flexible and faster manner without any dependency on the stages. So before going further, let's get to know few words first. This is to help the people who have not worked in an IT industry, and people I mean they are new to the IT industry. They have to know these words first. Then only we can proceed further. Like that will help the other people, the other students, to understand what is going on. Okay, so the uh, first thing is client. Okay, client or customer. I hope people will understand, who are working in the IT industry, they will understand this. But people who are new to IT industry, okay, who have not worked in a single company as well, for them I'm explaining this. This will not take much time. Okay, so people, client or customer, okay, he's the person, or is a group of people for whom we are working for the software development. Okay, for whom we are working for the software development. Clients are always like we we always treat client as God, because he or she is the person who is paying you and keeping you in the project, right? Who They are the person who are responsible for keeping you in the project. So we had to be careful with these guys. Careful in the sense, we need to be more professional, and professional work-wise and behavior-wise, right? Right. The second thing is on-site, on-site or onshore. So many people believe that on-site is like on-site means abroad opportunities, right? But it is not like that. Client location, where the client or customer is having their office, is called as on-site. Okay. People often believe that going abroad is called as on-site, but it's not like that. Wherever the client company is present, whether it might be in India or US or UK, their office is considered as on-site. My colleagues, some of my people work in Hyderabad as well, at client's office. Okay, that is called as on-site only or onshore. Next is off-site or offshore. So this is a location where you will be working to support clients. Okay, usually your office in Hyderabad or Bengaluru or wherever your office is there, or even people now due to COVID restrictions, people are working from home, right? That is called as offshore. Since we are supporting from the offshore to the client, that is called as offshore or offsite. Now another word is ODC. So ODC, like offshore development center. When a project is being developed at a offshore, a team of people or group of people will gather and work together to develop the project at the offshore. Okay, so ODC stands for offshore development center. It's a place where people will gather together. They'll sit together and they'll start working for the client. Okay, and the last one is Scrum call. Okay, Scrum call or stand up call. Stand up. So the daily meeting. Okay, every day we will be having a daily meeting in the software development project, uh, software development project, which will be like for 15-20 minutes to discuss the daily activities and updates on the project. 15-20 minutes we'll discuss daily what is happening in the project, usually to get the updates and help each and everyone. Like if any one of the team member is having any issues, we'll resolve all those issues. Okay, so this was just to give a heads up to the people who have not worked in the IT industry. Now coming back to the agile model, we were discussing about agile, right? So when client wants the changes in the project, when the client wants changes in the project, so we don't have to hurry, or we don't have to scratch like we don't have to delete whole project and we have to start working from start. Okay, but in Waterfall we have to again the whole process has to be started again. But whereas coming to agile, we don't have to start from the scratch. Okay, clients can make small changes in the project as per their requirement, because their requirement might change after few months. Okay, we might have given the commitment to complete the project after 12 months, but between 6 or 7 months, if the client have their changes, their requirements have changed, then that is possible by agile only. Okay, the clients can make small changes in the project as a require as they can do the small changes without hurting the budget of the project. Okay, without hurting the budget of the project or schedule of the delivery of the project. We have promised, right, we'll be delivering it at 12 months or something. If you have promised that if you are going to deliver it 12 months, we can achieve the same timeline using agile only. But if you are following waterfall, that will be very difficult to deliver the project by within 12 months if you're taking up the waterfall model. Okay, so using agile, companies can save time and money. Okay, because each step is carried out. If you can see this image, each step is carried out separately without any dependency on the other stage. Okay, when there is no dependency, we can achieve quicker delivery and faster issue resolution. Okay, we can satisfy the customers or clients very I mean we can reach there, we can reach up to their requirements. So today, 90% of the software companies today use agile model for approach for the software development, which helps them to save time and money and achieve faster product delivery. Okay, 90% of the companies are using agile methodology only. See this image now. So this is the left hand side is waterfall process. Okay, in waterfall process, the whole project is I mean it will be treated, I mean people who are working in waterfall process, they'll see the project as a huge stone. The person who is carrying, who is pulling that project, he'll be like thinking that why this project is so big. He loses his confidence whether he will be able to deliver it or not. But whereas in agile process on the right hand side, all the project is divided into equal I mean small iterations, okay, small parts, and it is delivered, and in the final it will be combined together, it will be integrated together to make to make a fine product. Okay, see the happy person who on the right hand side, since the project is divided into small bits and pieces, he can deliver it more faster and with a good quality as well. Clear until now? Any doubts as of now? What is the difference between agile and waterfall? Because the reason for telling you guys waterfall and agile is we can understand DevOps now better. Like what is the need of DevOps and why it was what made DevOps to come in the software development. Okay, so if anything, if you guys have any doubts, you can ask now so that we can proceed further. Okay, I'll take that as a no. If anyone has any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can ask. Now, development versus okay. So development versus operations. What is this term? And we need to understand this. So whole development consists of development team and operational teams. Okay. Development team is the team which develops the code, builds the code, test the code, and the QA team which also assures the quality of the code. We have seen in this diagram, right? Where is this? Yeah, this one. So the left hand side, this left hand side is the development role, the development team. Okay, and the right hand side is the operational team. So the development team will handle all this part, and the operational team will handle all these stages. Okay, so usually what happens is when so usually what happens is uh, whenever the development makes changes, okay, whenever the development team makes changes in the code, they modify the code, or they update the code to add some new changes or new features, okay, new ideas into the project. This creates a challenges for the operational team. Okay, this creates a challenges to the operational team. Challenges in the sense, because they need to test that new feature in all the environments. Okay, in all the environments, whether it will work in different environments or not. For example, I'll give you an example. You are developing a um, you're developing an app for the mobile. Okay, you are developing a app for the mobile, and you have seen that people on Play Store have written some feedbacks to you. Okay, people have written some feedbacks to you saying that there are some bugs, there are some issues, the app is very slow, lot of ads are coming. All those details are written on the review. Okay, now what your development team will do, they will start working on the bug fixes. Right, they'll start working on these issues mentioned by the users who has given a very bad rating on the Play Store. Right, fine. Now what they have, the development team has done the changes, they have added some features and it is working good, app is very good. Now they hand over the app to the operational team. Now the operational team has to check, they has to check they has to check this app in different environments, different environments, in the sense they need to check this app in Android, different models, Samsung, MI, different companies, mobiles are there, right? They need to deploy that in different mobiles, different conditions they have to check. Conditions in the sense like signal is there or not, different uh, I mean hardware specs. Okay, using different hardware specs, different mobiles and all those things. They have to check on iOS, Android, all those conditions they have to meet. Okay, so this is always a challenge for the operational team to handle all these tasks. Okay, this is always a challenge for the operational team to handle all these challenges. Okay, this will be always a challenge to the operational team to handle all these changes first. Okay, so development team will finish writing the code and they will hand over the code to the operational team, okay, for the deployment. And the operational team has to work out in deploying different environments. As I told you, we have to start the operational team has to start working on the deploying the uh, application in the different environments. So the operational team, for this reason, operational team always hates the development team. Okay, literally we can say that. Okay, because I have seen my colleagues as well. Operational team guys always they hate the development team guys. Okay, for the reason because they make operational team to face these challenges in deploying the application in different environments. Okay, fine. So why they hate means they hate for the development team because they introduce these changes and updates, right? That's the reason, no other personal reasons. Okay, so this concept always created a gap. This concept, okay, this concept of creating the I mean introducing the new features and introducing the new changes into the application always created a gap between the two teams of development and operations. Okay, this always created a gap between the development and operation teams, because whatever the technical difficulties are there, operation team has to work on it. They have to resolve it. The development team they have to work on, the operational team has to work on these issues. They have to resolve it, they have to update that. So a lot of issues are there with respect to operational team. And obviously the development team who have introduced these changes, they will not at all involve in the operational task like monitoring, maintenance and deployment, right? They will not at all involve because they are what they will say simply, they'll say that that is not our task. We are there only to develop the code, right? So that's all. So this gap has become a very big issue in the software development. Okay, so because of this there was a need to fill up that gap. There was a need to fill up that gap between the development and operational team. Understood, guys? So to overcome this problem and to fill up this gap, a new concept was created, which we call it as DevOps. Okay, DevOps. So DevOps. So Dev is taken from development team. Dev is taken from development team, and Ops is taken from operational team. So combining these two words has created DevOps. Okay, DevOps. So what a DevOps engineer does, how he fills up the gaps between the development and operation side. Let's try to understand that. Okay. So basically, DevOps engineer is a person who bridges. Okay, who acts as a bridge, or who is a person who fills up the gaps between these two teams by handling both development and operational tasks. How he will do that? By automating them. Okay, he will try to automate, he or she will try to automate the manual tasks which are being handled by the both the teams. Okay, so DevOps engineer will use different tools, different techniques, and their scripting knowledge as well to do the task automatically and see whatever manual operations are there which can be automated to reduce the time consumption and manual efforts. Okay, So DevOps engineer will use different kinds of tools, scripting, and they will use their scripting knowledge if they have it, and they will use different automation techniques, and they'll try to introduce automation wherever and wherever and whenever it is possible, so that a lot of manual efforts are reduced. Okay, and manual efforts are reduced and it saves a lot of time. Okay, since he or she, the DevOps engineer, is handling both development and operational tasks, they need to be highly active, both technically and non-technically. They need to be active what is going on in both development side as well as operations side. They have to communicate with both development side, development team, and as well as with the operational team. Okay, so they have to be very active, technically and non-technically, what is going on in the project. So DevOps engineer is always, because of this reason, when because of highly technical, I mean professionals who are highly technical, okay, they are they are always paid very good amount, okay, very good salary and compensation. Okay, so that's why DevOps has become a very important key role in today's software development lifecycle, because the DevOps engineer will bridge the gap. They fill out the gap between the development and operational team and work towards the faster delivery of the product into the market. Okay, they will work towards the faster, quicker delivery of the product into the market. So got an idea what is DevOps now and what a DevOps engineer does? Okay, so basically I'll repeat it once again I'll not take much time. So basically DevOps, in DevOps, the dev word is used for shorthand for DevOps, developers team. Okay, so the dev is used the shorthand for developers in the particular. In practice, it is even wider. It means that people who are developing in the product, that include product, quality assurance, testing, building, all other kinds of disciplines. Okay, all those people who are working for the development comes for the DevOps side. Okay, the dev side, dev side, and whereas the ops side, the operational side, is a blanket term for system engineers, the persons who are working on the operational side, like system engineers, system administrators, operational staff, release engineers, database administrators, and cyber security professionals. Okay, security professionals, all those persons, okay, all those persons who are working towards the operational side cover the ops part of the DevOps. Okay, ops part of this DevOps, and also the other subdisciplines are there, like the Windows administrators, Linux administrators. All those people also will come into the operational side. Okay, so this is what is all about the DevOps introduction part. Okay, so we'll cover a few more slides and we'll wrap it up. Okay, so points to be remembered. Okay, points to be remembered is DevOps is not a tool. DevOps, it's not a tool, it's a methodology. A lot of people ask me, Venkat, DevOps, what tool has to be learned for DevOps? A lot of people think that DevOps is a tool, it's application. No, people should understand that DevOps is not an application. It's a methodology or it's a process. Okay, it's a process, it's a methodology, or it's a philosophy used for bridging out the gap between the development and operational team. Okay, people think that, well, a lot of freshers ask me, can we learn DevOps and can we get a job? Is it a very easy tool, or is it a very easy tool? No, it's not a tool. It's not a tool like Oracle Fusion or Oracle something. Okay, DB or something. Okay, so it's not like that. It's not a application. It's a methodology. It's a process. We can become a DevOps engineer by a lot of like we have to understand the development techniques, automating automation techniques, and we can become a very good DevOps engineer. Cloud computing knowledge has become mandatory. Is it true? Cloud computing knowledge has become mandatory? Yes. Yeah. A lot of people ask me this nowadays. See, nowadays a lot of companies are moving their infrastructure to the cloud side because they don't want to maintain this physical infrastructure anymore. Okay, buying these servers, installing those softwares and monthly packages, hiring 2 or 3 engineers for maintaining that server, this has become a very tedious task to the companies, and they now companies are not at all interested in maintaining the physical infrastructure. They are moving all their projects, all their infrastructure to the cloud side. Okay, cloud in the sense AWS or Who are the cloud providers? Amazon is there, Microsoft Azure is there, Google is there, Oracle is there. Recently Dell has introduced their cloud services as well. A lot of options are available, and companies have become are becoming interested towards cloud. Okay, so cloud computing knowledge has become important for today's engineers. Okay, both freshers and experienced can switch to DevOps. Yes, this is a valid statement. People who are interested, people who are experienced, who are currently working in any sector, they can switch to DevOps. All they have to do is like practice and have a very good understanding of how the software development goes on. Linux basics knowledge will be advantage. Yes, people who are from the operational side, if anyone is from the operational side in this group, they will have an advantage because Linux is going to be a part of DevOps, and we will be working a lot of part in the Linux only. And programming knowledge will be advantage as well. Yes, people who have programming knowledge, like whether it's Java, .NET, or Python, Ruby, Perl, whatever it is, if you have programming language experience or knowledge, it will be a added advantage as well. But it doesn't mean that people who don't know, they will be they will be left behind. No, nothing like that. uh, a lot of tools are there, a lot of commands are there which we'll be learning in the future, and with a lot of practice you guys can go ahead as well. Okay, so more job opportunities for DevOps role. Yeah, so the reason, number one reason for DevOps to become a very good hot piece of cake in today's market is the job opportunities. If you go to Naukri and if you search for the DevOps, there are like some thousands of jobs for DevOps engineers. The reason is that companies want experience. I mean, companies want skilled candidates who can automate all this software development. Okay, so if you just go to DevOps engineer and search for DevOps engineer, there will be like literally thousands of jobs in the Naukri and LinkedIn as well. Okay, so that's one of the reason why DevOps has become a very good job opportunity for people, both in India as well as abroad. Okay, both in India as well as in abroad. So finally, future is automation, guys. Future is automation. People now, all the software companies are looking towards automation now. In very few years, automation is going to take a lot of people's job, and DevOps is going to be a very good factor for you guys to learn it and become an automation engineer. Okay, so what are we going to learn? What are we going to learn in the coming days? So we are going to learn Linux fundamentals. What is Linux? How we can use Linux in day-to-day life? What are the basic commands and all? Then we'll be learning AWS, the overview of AWS, Amazon Web Services. We'll see how to launch an AWS instance, what is easy to instance, how we can launch it, how we can monitor it, how we can use it, all those details. And CloudWatch as well. CloudWatch service, it's a service for use for monitoring purposes. We'll learn CloudWatch as well. Also some concepts of EC2 as well, like load balancer and auto scaling. All those concepts will be covered. Okay, and we'll use Git tool for version controlling. See, these terms will be new for you, but the more we'll go towards the classes, like the more classes will complete it, we will be able to understand which tool is used for what. Okay, so Git will be covered. Docker for containerization purposes, Ansible for configuration management purposes, Jenkins for continuous integration, Nagios for continuous monitoring, again Chef for configuration management, and Maven for build purposes. So these are some of the tools which you are going to cover, and there will be some more tools which I have not mentioned here, but those tools will be also be covered as well. Okay, so what do you guys need to start? So if you guys are interested, okay, if you guys are interested and you want to start this course, what you guys need first? You need a PC, okay, a personal computer, a laptop or a desktop with a decent configuration, and an account for setting up environment for practice. We'll be practicing our DevOps practicals on AWS account. Okay, so you guys need to create an AWS account. If you have already have a AWS account, then fine. If you don't have it, you need to create an account. And how to create an account, how to set up an account, how to launch an EC2 instance, we will be discussing tomorrow. Okay, so my ways of teaching. So this is the last slide. So my way of teaching, what I'm going to teach you guys, I'm going to teach you theoretical knowledge. Okay, I'm going to teach you first theoretical knowledge, what is the concept, how we have to use it. Then we will see the same thing in practical as well. We'll implement the same theoretical knowledge in practical as well. Then the next thing is interview question and answers. I will provide I mean the interview questions which I have created, the questions which I have asked for the freshers in some of the interviews, and the questions which I have collected from my fellow colleagues. Okay, all those questions and answers will be provided. Then provide material as well. I'll be providing material as well in the notepad or word format, and mock assessment at the end of the each topic. If you guys interested, I just want to make sure that how you guys are performing, how you guys have understood the concept very well. To assess that, I'll be providing a mock assessment as well on demand. Okay, if you guys are interested, then only we'll take up the mock assessment, or else we'll skip that part. Final and most important part, resume preparation. We are sitting here to learn DevOps and get a job. For that, I'll be providing you the resume preparation tips, and I will share you some of my resumes, my friends, my colleagues' resumes. You can use those resumes, you can apply for jobs, and you can start searching for the DevOps job very quickly. So this course is going to be for around this course is going to be around for 50 to 60 days. We can cover it more or less based upon the weekends and as well as the festivals. Okay, so it is going to be 50-60 days course, and so this is all about the DevOps. Okay, so if you guys have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can start asking now. Any doubts, guys? If you have any doubts, any queries with respect to fees, timings, or any other details, you can. I will drop the details of Durga Soft management here, mobile number and email ID. You can contact them. You can ask them for any details with respect to this course, like whether what is the timing of this course, when it is going to start, how many days it is going to be covered, what is the fee structure, and all those details. You can contact this email ID or mobile number. You guys can contact them and ask for the details. Okay, any doubts, guys? Shall we conclude this? Shall we conclude this call? Please unmute yourself if you guys want to speak, or you can drop a message in the chat box as well. Any doubt, Kumar, Daneshwar? Any doubt?
Hi sir,
uh
I'm Lija.
yeah, yeah, Lija, please tell
Sir,
me.
can do recording while you are delivering the class.
Can you repeat that, please? Can you repeat that?
We can do recording while you delivering the class.
See, the recording is the recording is available, but it's not in my hands actually. The Durga Soft management decides whether the recording can be shared or not. Please contact the management once, and if they are ready to give, I don't have any issues. Okay, I don't have rights to record. Please contact them, and if they are ready to give, then fine. Okay, any other doubts, guys? I have seen, can you please show that the slide, which slide you guys want, the tools? Can you please tell me which slide you want to see? This is what you want to see. List of tools. Okay. Okay. I have not added few more tools. I'm going to add few more tools as well, but this will be the compulsory. This will be the compulsory mandatory tools which I'm going to teach. Any other doubts, guys? Does DevOps engineer works on all tools at a time? No. The answer is no. I'm working for TCS now, and I work for only two tools, that is Jenkins and Ansible. Okay. So see, we don't have to be perfect in all the tools, but we are learning all the tools just to get a job. Okay, just to crack the interview, just to clear the interview. We are learning all the tools, but in real time, a DevOps engineer works for one or two or maximum of three tools. Okay, maximum of 3 tools. But in a startup, if you don't ask me about startup, okay, startup is like they have to do everything. So in startup, the DevOps engineer is going to work on a lot of tools, okay, lot of tools. But in a very good MNC, very good project, well established project, DevOps engineer works on maximum of 1 or 2 tools only. Currently I'm working on Jenkins and Ansible. Any other doubts, guys?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, will you provide any assignments and explanation of any real-time scenarios
Yeah,
that you come
we'll
across?
provide, right? Yeah, we'll provide the real-time scenarios. We'll provide also we'll do a project as well. When all the tools are completed, we'll do a sample project as well. How the data flows from the each and every stage. We'll cover all those details as well. Also, I'll provide you the theoretical part. I mean, I'll provide you the material to refer them whenever you are using, whenever you are practicing it. Okay, all those commands which we'll be learning, I'll be sharing you um, on daily basis. We'll create a WhatsApp group. All those commands will be shared in that WhatsApp group in a text format. You can use them, you can refer them whenever you want. Will
Okay.
cloud certification helpful to get a DevOps job? Yes, yeah, cloud certification will be helpful to get a DevOps job. Yes, if you are already having a cloud certification, it will be really helpful to get the DevOps job, because nowadays companies are become more what do you call that, more intelligent. Okay, they want people to do multitasking. Okay, they want people to do multitasking, so they are checking for people who can do multiple activities at a time. Okay, so if you have a cloud certification, that will be a added advantage, but it doesn't mean that you will get job only on that certification. Okay, you have to clear DevOps questions as well as the cloud questions as well. Okay, any other doubts, guys? Again, I'm just repeating it. I have dropped the email address and mobile number in the chat box. You can take that details and contact the management for any details with respect to timings, fee structure, or any other details like recordings and all. Okay, any other doubts, guys? What will be the timing and course fees? I just told you guys. Please contact the mobile number or email ID which I have mentioned in the chat box. Okay, so please contact those mobile number or email ID and ask for the course timing and the fee structure. Okay, see, I just want to mention that this today was the first day, right? Today was the first day. The first 2 to 3 days, okay, the first 2 3 days will be just the I mean we'll go little bit slow. Okay, slow in the sense the topics will be covered, but in a slow manner, because people will be joining, people will be thinking whether to join or not. All those confusion will be there, right? So for that reason, we'll be going a little bit slow. But once the I mean the people who have joined, once the joining is completed, then we can go in a full speed. Okay, any more doubts, guys? How much time to complete the course? As I've told you, it's going to take around 50 to 60 days, 50 to 60 days. So which means that today is December 21, right? So it might be like around like after 50 days or 60 days, based upon the holidays, weekends, all those things are covered. It might take around 60 days. Okay, 60. Any other doubts, guys? As I've told you, we'll be creating a WhatsApp group and we'll add all those mobile numbers in that. Even I will be there. Whatever doubts you have, whatever technical doubts you will have, I will try to clear them. Not if not immediately, but at a certain time, because I'm a working person. I work in the afternoon shift. So if I'm able to clear your doubts immediately, I'll clear it, or else whenever it's possible. Also, you guys, whoever is good with the knowledge, I mean people, your friends, people, we can share it and we can use our knowledge and we can help our friends as well. How much the course you covered for AWS? How much course? Okay, what am I going to teach you in AWS? I'm going to teach you the AWS. As see, I'm not going to teach you complete AWS. Okay, as I've told you, DevOps with AWS overview. Okay, it's an overview. I mean, AWS not complete part, the introduction part of AWS. Introduction part in the sense, I'll teach you the creation of I'll show you the creation of AWS account. I'll show you how to launch an EC2 instance. What is EC2 instance? How we are going to launch it? What are the different types of configuration types? What are how we can set up a auto scaling group? How we can set up a load balancer? How we are going to use CloudWatch service for monitoring purposes. All these details are going to be covered in the AWS. Okay. See, I have mentioned in this slide, right? Introduction to AWS, EC2, CloudWatch. EC2 in the sense, complete EC2 will come. Okay. Okay. Any more doubts, guys? Any feedback you want to give? Like, how was this demo and whether you liked it or not? Any rating out of 5? Any more doubts, or shall we conclude this call? Because our time was scheduled until 8 a.m. only. Shall we conclude this? Any more doubts? Is it need full knowledge required for AWS? Is it need to full knowledge of? So are you asking that we need full knowledge of AWS? See, for a DevOps engineer, AWS is not mandatory. It is just a added advantage. Okay, it's a added advantage. It doesn't mean that you should have complete knowledge of AWS. As I've told you, companies are moving towards cloud services. If you learn AWS and you are trying for a DevOps job, and in that DevOps job, the company is using Microsoft Azure, or the company is using Google Cloud Provider, okay, GCP. Then the knowledge which you have in AWS will be not in use. Okay, I'm not saying it's waste, but it will be not in use actually. Okay, so it based upon the company's requirement. Okay, the company uses for different cloud providers based on their requirements, based on the plans and all those things comes into the picture. So what I'm trying to say is, like, you don't need to have full knowledge of AWS. Okay, but if you have it, if you try to plan and if you try to join another course in AWS and if you want to complete your certification, it's a good choice. Okay, obviously having 2 or more skills in your resume, it's a very good option, and people will obviously select you, people will shortlist you when you have multiple skills. Okay, should we know any scripting? Should we know any scripting? See, scripting, yeah, if you have any scripting knowledge, fine. If you don't have it, still people are there who are surviving in the market without any scripting knowledge. Okay, any more doubts, guys? Any other doubts? Any other doubts? You can go ahead and ask. Vanilla, you have any doubts? Anyone joining from outside Hyderabad? People from any other cities?
Yeah, it's me.
Vanilla, right?
Yeah, Vanilla.
You're joining from?
I'm
Okay,
joining from US.
yes. Okay, fine. Yeah. So that's it, guys. So we'll be meeting tomorrow at 7 a.m. and we'll start with the Linux fundamentals, and later we'll start AWS. Okay. So so tomorrow I will show you how to create your AWS account. And if you have already an account, then fine. But for the freshers, people who don't have the account, who don't have the knowledge about AWS, I'll show you how to create an account and how to launch an instance. So let's meet tomorrow at 7 a.m. sharp. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.